Okay, so let's continue. Duration of assignor's warranty of the debtor's solvency of assignor was in good faith. Number one, the period stipulated. Next, if no period was stipulated, if the assignment was made before maturity, 1 year from maturity. If the assignment was made after maturity, 1 year from the time of assignment. So, therefore, 1 year from the period shall be counted from the date of maturity or the date of assignment, whichever comes later. So, yun yung dapat tandaan. So, sale of present inheritance. So, here class, paano kung magbebenta ka ng present inheritance mo? So, what will be the rules? Warranty of person selling an existing or present inheritance. He shall only be answerable for his character as heir. Sorry class, heir ito. So, he shall be only answerable for his character as heir, but not of the things composing the inheritance, unless such things were enumerated. So, take note class ha. Article 1630. This is known as warranty of heirship. So, paano daw class kapag nagbenta ka ng present inheritance mo? Buhay pa yung nanay at tatay mo, nagbebenta ka na ng mamanahin mo. So, yun yung sinasabi dito. It is the same with the assignment of credit right. Naintindihan? Siyempre, nagbebenta ka ng rights mo sa ibang tao. Pero yung actual na estate or actual na property is wala pa sa'yo. Naintindihan? Kasi habang buhay pa ang parents natin, wala tayong karapatan sa mana. Naintindihan? So, we don't have the right to demand. Unless lang kung ibinigay na ng parents mo sa'yo. So, ang sinasabi dito, kapag ikaw na meron kang mamanahin, magbebenta ka, so, this is known as warranty of heirship. So, winawarrant mo na magiging tagapagmana ka or isa ka sa tagapagmana. So, ang importante dito class is dapat mong ipatunayan or dapat mong patunayan na ikaw ay magiging isang heir. Naintindihan? Hindi dito tinitingnan kung ano yung mamanahin mo. Example, A, B, and C are heirs of X. Okay, so example, A, B, and C are heirs of X. So, pending the partition of the estate of X, A sold his share in the inheritance to Y for 200,000. So, take note class, bago pa daw yung partition o bago pa yung paghati-hati ng estate or ng ari-arian na iniwan ni X, buhay pa si X dito class buhay pa si X. Ngayon, pending the partition of the estate, A sold his share in the inheritance to Y for 200,000. So, after the partition, A received only 180,000. So, here class, 'di ba, ibenta niya yung inheritance kay Y for 200. Pero yung natanggap lang ni A from the inheritance is only 180,000. So, ano yung mangyayari? Ano yung mangyayari? A will not be liable to Y for the difference because what he warranted was that he was an heir of X. So, here class, yung sinasabi sa Article 1630, hindi magiging liable si A kay Y ng 20,000 or the difference between 200,000 and 180,000. Kasi nga, according to Article 1630, hindi mo winawarrant yung matatanggap mo from in the inheritance. Ang winawarrant mo dito na ikaw or si A is an legitimate heir of X. Naintindihan? Yun yung sinasabi ng Article 1630. So next, what if A sold his inheritance to Y and listed down that he would receive a car? So, take note class. Ito na yung sinasabi dito class. So, unless or yung exemption. Unless such things were enumerated. So, if A sold his inheritance to Y and listed down that he would received a car, a house and lot, furniture and fixtures, but later on, he did not receive the car in the partition, then he shall be liable to Y for violation of his warranty. So, yun na yung exemption doon, class. Naintindihan? Yun yung exemption. Kung yung ibinebenta mong inheritance mo or yung share mo from the inheritance is in-enumerate mo, ay makaka-receive ako ng lupa, makaka-receive ako ng building, makaka-receive ako ng car. So, pero pagdating na ng hatian, hindi ka pala naka-receive ng car. So, ikaw as CA magiging liable kay Y for the violation of his warranty. So, what if A received nothing from X? Because he was not an heir in the first place, then A will likewise be liable to Y for the violation of his warranty. So, ito na yung clear. Hindi ka pala tunay na heir. So, in the first place, ampon ka lang pala. O di kaya anak ka sa labas. So, A will likewise be liable to Y for the violation of his warranty. O di kaya si A wala talagang mamanahing property. So, there is a violation of warranty. Next, sale of credit or other incorporeal right in litigation. So, paano class kung yung credit or di kaya yung rights mo is under litigation or may kaso, tapos ibinenta mo. So, what will be the rules? Article 1634. When right is considered in litigation, so kailan mo masasabi na yung rights is in litigation or may kaso? The credit or other incorporeal rights shall be considered in litigation from the time the complaint concerned the same is answered. So take note class ha, masasabi mo lang na yung right is in litigation or is in litigation kung yung nag-file ka ng kaso, nag-file ka ng complaint, and then sinagot ng kabilang panig. Naintindihan? Ibig sabihin, alam mo, nag-file ka ng complaint, hindi sinagot, so yung right is not in litigation. Naintindihan? Magiging litigation lang siya, in litigation lang siya kung meron ng answered from the defendant. Naintindihan? 2. Right of legal redemption of debtor when credit or other incorporeal right in litigation is sold. So, legal redemption. The debtor shall have the right to extinguish the same by reimbursing the assignee the following. Number 1, price paid by assignee for the right purchase. So, legal redemption class ha. Diba? What if umutang ako sa iyo? Ngayon, yung utang is may naka-collateral. After that, syempre, hindi ka nakapagbayad or before the default, ibinenta mo sa iba yung rights mo. Ngayon, during that time, hindi ako nakapagbayad, nag-default ako. So, syempre, yung assignee, pwede niyang i-foreclose yung property. So, pwede yon. Judicial costs incurred by him, interest on the rise from the day on which the same was paid. So, take note class, it is not rise ha, price yan. Mali lang ako ng pindot. So, interest on the price from the day on which the same was paid. So, next, period within debtor may exercise the right. So, kailan si debtor, kailan pwedeng mag-exercise ng right ng legal redemption? Within 30 days from the date the assignee demands payment from him. So, 30 days lang yung palugit. Purpose of legal redemption: to enable the debtor to pay less than the value of the credit and to prevent speculation on the part of the assignee. 2. Liabilities of vendor of inheritance sold. If the vendor has profited from the fruits or received anything from the inheritance sold, except as to the price thereof, he shall be obligated to pay them to the vendee unless the contrary has been stipulated as per Article 1632. Liabilities of vendee of inheritance. The vendee must reimburse the vendor for debts and charges to the state paid by the vendor unless there is stipulation to the contrary as per Article 1633. Vendor's warranty for lump sum sale of the whole of certain rights, rents, or products. If the vendor warrants the legitimacy of the whole in general, and shall not be obligated to warrant each of the various parts of which it may be composed, except when he is evicted. Number 1, from the whole of the thing. 2, from the part of the greater value. So, here may example tayo, class. S sold his receivables from more than 50 customers to B for 1 million. So, ibig sabihin, class, si S, meron siyang receivables sa 50 na tao. So, iba-ibang tao yon. Ngayon, B was deprived of the amount of 20,000. So, ibig sabihin, class, sabihin natin, 1 million divided by 50. So, that is 20,000, right? So, B was deprived of the amount of 20,000. So, ibig sabihin, class, hindi nakasingil si B for the amount of 20,000. It representing an alleged receivable from D. So, ibig sabihin, si D daw may utang kay S na 20,000. So, since S, inassign niya yung rights niya kay B, ngayon si B hindi binayaran ni D. So, here, S shall not be liable because the warranty of S is on the legitimacy of the receivables. So, yun yung sinasabi dito, class, from the legitimacy of the receivables. Here, class, the debtor warrants the legitimacy of the whole in general. So, take note, ha. So, ang winawarrant mo is yung kabuuan ng utang. So, mayroon ba talagang utang itong mga taong to kay S? So, since napatunayan yun S, so S shall not be liable. Naintindihan? If B, however, is deprived of the whole amount of the receivables or more than 50% hereof, S shall be liable. So, yun yung that is the difference or that is the exemption. So, kapag na-deprive or hindi talaga nakasingil si B sa 50 na customers or di kaya 50% lamang, so si S magiging siya liable na kay B. So, another example. D borrowed 50,000 from C. When D did not pay the debt upon demanded by C, C filed complaint against him to collect the debt. D answered the complaint. So, the credit right is considered in litigation. Yun yung sinasabi kanina, class. Baka na-transfer lang itong slides na ito. So, ito yung example dun sa kabila. Kailan mo masasabi na yung credit right is in litigation? Ito, kapag, as per 1634, kapag yung complaint is answered. So, here, D answered the complaint. So, the credit right is considered in litigation. Suppose, C sold the credit to X for 40,000. D may exercise his right of legal redemption within 30 days from demand by X by paying X the amount of 40,000 plus judicial costs incurred by X and the interest on the 40,000 from the day that the same was paid by X to C. So, exemptions to legal redemption by debtor. The debtor's right of legal redemption shall not be available when the assignment of the right is in litigation is made. So, kailan daw hindi magiging available ang legal redemption? Naintindihan? So, kapag letter A, sale to a co-heir or co-owner of the right assigned. So, the prohibition is intended to do away with co-ownership. If the redemption by the debtor is allowed, the number of co-owners will again increase. So, ito example para mas maintindihan nyo.